All right, so here we are again. This time I did the abrasiveness test using some different toothpastes. All of these are Stannous Fluoride Toothpaste, all of them. I figure this would be a good representation, or a reasonable representation. And as you can see, this is the before shot. I haven't wiped these things off the aluminum yet. I did rub them in. This time I included Parodontax, Target's Up and Up brand of toothpaste, as well as Colgate Total Whitening, the standard Colgate Total Whitening. And as you can see, both Sensodyne and Parodontax are kind of goopy, almost paint-like. I'm not sure how much they will have abraded the aluminum at all. We'll find out. And as you can see, the Crest Pro Health Sensitive and Gum is obviously the worst. Again, that's supposed to be a white toothpaste. It is now gray because it has wiped off that much aluminum into. That's just shocking that a toothpaste that does that to aluminum could be labeled sensitive and gum. What if it's doing that to aluminum? What is it doing to your mouth? Anyway, let's see what happens when I wipe this off. See what it did to the aluminum. All right, so here we are, and as you can see, Sensodyne and Parodontax didn't really. Sensodyne didn't look to have abraded the aluminum much at all. Same thing with Parodontax. The last test I did with Parodontax, which I haven't posted, there was some abrasion. There was more abrasion than there is here, but there wasn't this time. Same thing with Sensodyne. The only abrasion that's here could very well have come from the paper towel I used to help get the toothpaste off, or contributed to. So both Sensodyne and Parodontax are not abrasive much at all. Part of me wishes I had included AIM as a sort of a control, but AIM is a sodium fluoride toothpaste, so it wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have fit in this crowd. The HEB version of sensitive toothpaste that they tell you to compare to Sensodyne, no, it does not compare well to Sensodyne. It is notably abrasive. The Target's Up and Up Complete Protection Stannous Fluoride brand also does not compare very well to Sensodyne or Parodontax. But then again, they're at least smart enough not to pretend that that you ought to compare them to them. These two, however, are reasonably inexpensive. Same thing with these three up here. These three are reasonably inexpensive as well. Bizarrely, that is quite possibly the most expensive one on here. The Crest Pro Health Sensitive and Gum is possibly more expensive than both Parodontax and Sensodyne, depending on how you get it, and it's the worst. So price isn't a primary metric. Just because these are expensive isn't the reason they're good. Or the reason why they're not abrasive. That's independent, because that's pretty expensive and it sucks in terms of the abrasiveness test. I haven't tested anything else, just abrasiveness against aluminum. Interestingly, Colgate Total non-whitening looks to me to be less abrasive than Colgate Total Whitening, which actually shouldn't be that big of a surprise. Whitening toothpastes are known to be pretty abrasive. The interesting thing to me is that Colgate Total Whitening and HEB Sensitive don't look wildly different to me. In fact, HEB Sensitive may be more abrasive than that. Maybe. The thing that I do find interesting is that at least in this test, Crest Pro Health Maximum Cavity and Colgate Total don't look that different. In fact, Colgate Total looks less abrasive than Maximum Cavity in this run of the test. These things vary a bit from test to test, but that I do find very interesting. One of the reasons why I've been doing all these tests is that I used Colgate Total Whitening for something like 20 years. And because I used it for roughly 20 years, and I've decided to move on to something else because I developed sensitive teeth, and I figured it was time to do something about it. The reason I had sensitive teeth was largely acid reflux related, but I wanted my toothpaste to not contribute to the problem, and I figured abrasiveness was part of it, as well as the fact that both Colgate Totals have citric acid in them. I haven't done the pH test yet to see if they are actually acidic toothpaste or if they're using the citric acid to balance the pH levels out. I'll find out when I do the pH test. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can keep using Sensodyne, if I can justify it. I did have some dry mouth issues today and last night after a week of using Sensodyne. So I don't know if that was the reason for it or not. My backup is not going to be either of these, I don't think. According to this test, I feel like this is slightly less abrasive than this. But so's that. And I would prefer to use that. And in terms of cost per ounce, that's roughly the same cost as the store brands. And I genuinely prefer the mouthfeel of that over anything down here. All of the ones down here just kind of feel weird in my mouth when I use them. So anyway, that's it. Thanks. Bye.